Korean food was very different from what I'm used to eating, but it was exciting. I love thinking about food all the time, and I love trying new food, so it was exciting for me. The very first time I tried Korean food, I think I had been a Korean missionary for just a few days. And so I was still transitioning from like the English investigators I had to only teaching Korean people in that area and in that ward. And I didn't really know the language very well yet as I was still studying and learning it. And I went to a member's sister's house, and they were making, it was just like rice noodles, a lot of like typical Asian food they have, and then they just mix it their own way. And so it was these noodles with vegetables, and then they had chicken feet all in the noodles. And I was so scared to try chicken feet, but then they put a boiled egg in with it, and boiled eggs are like the only food I don't like. And so I was so brave to try the chicken feet because I thought the boiled egg was the worst part of it. And they just you bite on the chicken foot and you just kind of rip it all off the bone and pick off the little toe bones in your mouth and eat it. And supposedly the chicken feet is like the most nutritious part of the chicken, so they're pretty smart to eat it. So that was kind of fun and interesting, and the boiled egg was the worst part, but I ate it. And after that, I was always so willing to try Korean food. I remember probably one of my next experiences with it was at a Korean wedding. And so everyone just has their bowl of rice at their seat, and then there's many different little serving bowls in the middle, and you just pass them around and take what you want to mix in with your rice. And it's little bowls of meat and vegetables. And most of the vegetables we don't typically eat here. There were like bitter green ones and lots of leafy things that I never really knew what they were called in English. They would just be called like bitter vegetable or green vegetable. But it was fun to try them and see how different they are. But at this wedding, I remember just passing around this bowl of meat, and I couldn't tell what type of meat it was. And I even asked some of the Korean people, like, what is this? And they'd say like, I don't know, do you want to try it? They just love trying it all and helping us to be able to taste and try all their food. So I always was willing to try it. It was usually like meat and then sauce. And they love their food so spicy. They eat like the red pepper flakes, and they would scoop that on their little bowl of rice just in huge spoonfuls. And I usually just did a teeny like sprinkling of it on my rice, and it was so hard for me to eat sometimes. Before I ate new food, I would ask them, like, is this spicy? And if they'd say, no, not spicy at all, I know it was still, like, really too spicy for me. I probably got used to it by the end. So, yeah, mostly what I ate was the rice with vegetables and meat, and then they also had, like, the egg noodles mixed with meat as well. They made really good fried rice with shrimp. And just typical food that you might expect, like Thai food. I ate a lot of Thai food that was really good. And one time we went to an investigator's house, and there's a dead pig on the floor, like the whole thing, a dead pig, just laying there on the floor. And then 2 days later, we came back for a little like prayer meeting that they had. And we were eating pig, and so I knew that they had just like cut it on their floor and cooked it, and we were eating it. It was kind of interesting to see meat like that because I've never bought a whole pig before and seen it like that. I really liked their food. They did eat different parts of the animal, like different parts of like cows and pigs and goats that typically I don't eat, and many of my companions didn't exactly enjoy it, but I was always willing to try, willing to eat it. And it was interesting how they would prepare their food as well. They didn't use ovens typically because they were getting used to having a very different kitchen than they're used to. But they usually made like lots and lots of food to always be able to share. And their dishes were like really, were usually like white with paintings, like flowers on them. And then a lot of Korean people eat with their hands, with their fingers, even the rice. They have this way of like making the rice into like a ball and then they just put it in their mouth. That was hard for me because it's too messy. I didn't get very good at it. And so they had these spoons that were like deep spoons, and they just ate everything with those. And they had this drink that I really liked that was, I think it's like different colors of this gel stuff, almost like Jell-O, but I think it was made out of tapioca. Just all these different colored chunks of like pink and green and blue all mixed together with like a sweet syrup and sweetened condensed milk. And it was really good. I miss some of the food a lot.